Welcome back. We are on part 2 of part 4 Q&A video. We've got a bit more daylight this time, so we will start with the remaining questions. So next question was work-life balance. How does it compare over here to the UK?
I would say for me there's not really been much of a change, and honestly my work balance is probably not as good as it was in the UK.
You were working all hours.
But I probably work from home less here. I'd probably still work as much. What about you?
I used to do shift work, so now I do a permanent early shift thing, so I'm normally done by 2:30. So yeah, I still get afternoonish, but yeah, it's definitely, I don't do as much overtime anymore, and plus the nice thing is the weather's nice, so when you finish work you can go out for a walk down the beach or take the dog out without it smashing it down. Yeah, I've got more outdoorsy options I think after work, but it does get dark here.
Yes.
Ish. Whereas summertime in the UK, as you know, is 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Next up, another video we've done. People have asked what's the best way of shipping your belongings from the UK to Australia. So one company we do recommend is 7 Seas. They've been pretty good. Also on their website as well, if you want to check that out.
So we're not sponsored by them or anything, but they did check out one of our videos and asked if they could use it on their website. So I think 7 Seas were pretty good for us. We'll probably use them again because we've still got quite a few things in the UK that we need to bring over. When we just did our trip back to UK, we did try and squeeze as much as we could back into our suitcases to bring back, but there's obviously stuff that we need to stick in a move cube. So
I think move cubes are way forward. They're pretty easy. You just literally do 3 sizes, small, medium or large. Obviously prices vary. They're pretty good. You come out, how long do you get? 45 minutes to load up.
we didn't need all that time.
If you're organised and you've got all your stuff in boxes by the door, it probably takes 20 minutes, half hour. It's a bit like a puzzle trying to get everything to fit, but it's literally they pack it up, then next thing you can track it on the website. Like 3 months later, your stuff arrives. So yeah, 7 Seas, there's probably other companies out there, but from experience we've used them, so check them out. Next up is bank accounts. So the question we were asked is how do we set up a bank account for a new arrival? I think we did it on our recce trip, did we not?
I think we'd already set it up. The dog's chasing a bird. I think we'd already set it up before we left UK. We were a bit sneaky, but it ended up biting us in the bum because you're meant to only set it up 14 days before you arrive, and obviously we knew we were gonna arrive in Australia for our recce trip, so we set it up before we came. But then due to the delay because of the dog of being able to come back over, when we got here they'd closed our account because there'd been no activity. Yeah. So don't try and be clever like us. Definitely wait until 14 days before you're actually going to come and live here. Even
when we have been here, we've opened an account quite easily. ANZ was pretty easy, just had to show your passport. I think I even did it on a phone app. You just download the mobile app.
There's like 4 major banks here, and then there's other banks as well. And a lot of them do sort of offers for expats, so a lot of them sort of charge a monthly fee, and then if you've got an expat package, sometimes you can get no fee for 9 months or 12 months or something.
So yeah, there's plenty of options. It's pretty easy to open one up. Just keep your ID with you really. So next one is what are the must-have apps for expats that have just arrived in Australia?
Yes, and don't forget that because they're Australian apps, you have to wait till you get here to download them.
Oh, yeah.
And also if you want to access any of your UK apps while you're here, you need to have downloaded them before you leave, because you won't be able to download them here.
Yeah, it's like the Google Play Store. I'm not really sure what phone one's like. You've got to put a bank card on that's registered in Australia, otherwise you can't download the apps. So anyway, first app, probably real estate, as we mentioned before. That's a good one.
And tenant app, so any of the property searching apps. And then if you're also looking for employment when you get here, you're going to need to download the Seek app.
So you can indeed got an app.
Yep. And then there's also a really good app called, I think it's called Hot Doc. And that is a really good app for looking for dentists, doctors, that kind of thing. You can filter by when you need an appointment, what type of doctor. I think even down to like female or male, like their specialism. So that's really good.
Obviously Waze is good for sat nav or navigation. In case if your hire car ain't got it or your car hasn't got it. Most people normally that, but always works pretty good over here with all the latest traffic updates because there's a lot of traffic and roadworks going on.
And then all your banking apps, so whichever bank you decide to join, you'll need to download your banking app as well.
So that's a few to get you started. So our last one happens to be this time of year as well.
Yes.
Is how do you navigate the Australian tax system? So there is a couple of apps you have to download. Obviously the ATO, which is the Australian Taxation Office, and there's a MyGov. I think you've got to make accounts on that. So they kind of tether in together. They kind of, obviously your employer does all your tax information as well, and then you've got to finalise it all, but yeah.
Yeah, and financial year runs 1st of July to 30th of June. So we can only tell you about being employed. We don't really know how it works if you're self-employed. Those of you that are in the UK will know that unless you're self-employed in the UK, you don't need to do a tax return generally at the end of the year, or if you've got other investments maybe you have to, but generally if you're employed you don't need to do a tax return. Here you have to do a tax return, and if it's your first year of working here, then generally you're due quite a healthy refund if you've only worked part of the year. So you have a choice. You can either submit that tax return yourself, you can do that from the 1st of July, you can use like an accountant to submit that for you. The prices for using an accountant really vary from like upwards. I think we've been quoted a few different prices. The highest has been like 186, and that's just for a standard employed tax return. I think the one that we're going to use is about 135, so it's in the middle. But definitely check out their reviews and references.
So we pay for your first year coming over here. We probably pay someone to do it.
I think if you're single and don't have any dependents, don't really have any sort of additional income or anything complicated like that, you could probably easily do it yourself. There are lots of things you can claim for according to your profession, so if it's a little bit more complicated, then I think definitely first time use an accountant and see how they do it, and then maybe next year you feel more confident to do it yourself.
And keep your receipts. That's always what they say, innit?
Yes.
So yeah, there we go. That's been another evening out with us with a Q&A, part 4.2 point whatever.
You can get used to it because tomorrow's Monday and it's back to work, and it's all goes, so
Busy again. So yeah, hope that answers your questions. Again, thanks for watching. We appreciate the interactions, obviously all the questions you guys have sent in.
appreciate all of our really nice followers, and thanks for your lovely comments, and we'll just keep obviously recording things that you might find useful and helpful.
Let us know if there's anything you want to see in particular, but yeah, we'll keep going, keep banging out the videos on things we do over here and how much we love it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.